The Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is finally here. But here's the real question. Should you actually buy it? Or is the Galaxy S24 Ultra the smarter choice in 2025? Because here's the truth. Newer isn't always better. The S24 Ultra, which came out just last year, is now hundreds of dollars cheaper, yet it still packs insane power, incredible cameras, and years of software support. So is the S25 Ultra really worth the extra money? Or are you just paying for bragging rights? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to dig deeper than the spec sheets. Real performance, long-term durability, software updates, cameras, and of course, value for your money. By the end, you'll know exactly which phone is the smarter buy in 2025, and which one you should avoid. And if you're new here, I'm Emmanuel from Emacom's Phone World, bringing you honest, no-nonsense tech reviews to help you make smarter buying decisions. Samsung didn't reinvent the wheel this year, but there are refinements. The S25 Ultra still looks a lot like the S24 Ultra, but the edges are flatter, the bezels are slimmer, and in the hand, it just feels easier to grip. Now, let's talk glass. The S25 Ultra brings in Gorilla Armor 2. Not only is it tougher against scratches, but it also cuts down reflections. That means better durability and a screen that stays more readable outdoors. Speaking of weight, the S24 Ultra came in at about 232 grams. Pretty hefty. The S25 trims that down to around 228 grams. 4 grams may not sound like much, but hold it one-handed, or write with the S Pen for long stretches, and you'll notice the difference. Both phones are still IP68 certified for water and dust resistance. And yes, that protection extends to the S Pen too. But here's the twist. The new S Pen actually loses a few features. On the S24 Ultra, you could use it for air gestures and even as a remote shutter. On the S25, it's more basic, great for writing and sketching, but without those extras. Now for colors and finishes. The S24 Ultra gave us titanium black, gray, violet, and yellow. The S25 Ultra introduces new gradient finishes in some regions. But this isn't just about style. Finishes change durability. Matte titanium, for example, hides micro-scratches far better than glossy glass. So if you care about how your phone looks after 2 years, your color choice matters more than you think. So when it comes to design and build, the Galaxy S24 Ultra was already built like a tank. The S25 Ultra simply refines the formula. Lighter titanium, better balance, new finishes, all adding up to a design that's not just premium, but practical for the long haul. Now onto the screens. The S24 Ultra gave us a 6.8-inch QHD+ OLED panel, and the S25 Ultra stretches that slightly to 6.9 inches. On paper, it's a small bump, but the extra space is handy for multitasking or S Pen use. Both phones deliver 120Hz adaptive refresh, HDR10+ support, and peak brightness around 600 nits. So what's new? The real upgrade isn't brightness, it's visibility outdoors. With Gorilla Armor 2, the S25 Ultra cuts reflections even further than the S24 Ultra, meaning the screen stays sharper and easier to read in direct sunlight. You don't need to max out brightness as often, which also helps save battery. Samsung has also tuned colors a bit more naturally this year, while still giving you the vivid mode option if you prefer that extra pop. So while specs look nearly identical, the reduced glare and subtle refinements make the S25 Ultra one of the most practical and polished displays you can get in 2025. Now let's talk performance, and this is where the biggest differences show. The Galaxy S24 Ultra runs on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, while the S25 Ultra steps up to Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. On paper, that might sound like just another yearly upgrade, but here's the catch. The 8 Elite is built on a 3nm process, making it more efficient and more powerful, especially for AI tasks. And that's the key shift. With the S25 Ultra, a lot of Samsung's AI features run directly on the device instead of leaning on the cloud. Things like real-time translation, advanced photo edits, or AI-powered search are noticeably faster and more private compared to the S24 Ultra. In benchmarks, the S25 Ultra definitely scores higher, and in gaming, it can sustain higher frame rates with better ray tracing. But there's a trade-off. Even with the new passive cooling system, the S25 Ultra still gets hot under long stress tests, in some cases throttling harder than the S24 Ultra because it pushes the chip harder before heat builds up. For everyday use though, social apps, browsing, streaming, both phones feel lightning fast. So in short, the S25 Ultra is the phone to get if you want the very best in AI and future-proof performance, while the S24 Ultra still holds its own for gaming and multitasking without missing a beat. Out of the box, the S25 Ultra ships with One UI 7 on Android 15. The S24 Ultra will get the update soon, but Samsung is really pushing AI as the big selling point of the S25 series. Some of the new AI tricks, like advanced text generation, smarter photo editing, and live translation, may stay exclusive to the S25 for a while. Both phones are promised 7 years of software support, but since the S24 is already a year old, it loses a year on that promise. Samsung's camera systems are always a hot topic. Both Ultras bring a quad camera setup, but there is one big change this year. The ultra-wide camera jumps from 12 megapixels to 50 megapixels with a wider aperture. On paper, that sounds massive. In practice, the results are mixed. In daylight, the main cameras are almost identical. The S25 Ultra leans towards softer, more natural detail, while the S24 Ultra sometimes looks sharper. At night, the difference flips. The S25 goes for smoother, cleaner images, while the S24 can look crisper, but also a bit noisier. Zoom performance? At 3x and 5x, they're nearly the same. At 10x, the S25 Ultra pulls slightly ahead with more detail and more consistent color. Here's the twist: the ultra-wide. Even with its new sensor, the S25 Ultra doesn't always win. The S24 Ultra can actually deliver sharper ultra-wide shots in good light. But in low light, the S25 fights back with better color accuracy. In selfies and video, both are excellent. The only real bonus on the S25 Ultra is video, support for 10-bit HDR, and a new log mode, giving creators more flexibility in editing. So the bottom line, if you're a casual shooter, both phones deliver. If you're into video or long zoom photography, the S25 Ultra edges out, but not by a huge margin. Battery size is the same on both phones, 5,000 mAh. In testing, the S25 Ultra does last a little longer for gaming and video playback. Not a huge jump, but enough to notice on long days. Charging speeds still capped at 45 watts, but here's the change. The S25 Ultra now works with more common 3-amp USB-C cables. The S24 Ultra needed higher-grade 5-amp cables to hit full speed, so charging on the newer model feels a bit more convenient and a bit faster overall. Both phones support wireless charging, but only the S25 Ultra is Qi 2.1 ready. That means if you use magnetic chargers or accessories, the newer phone is better prepared for the future. So while battery life hasn't transformed, the S25 Ultra is slightly more efficient and a little more future-proof when it comes to charging. So, which Ultra should you pick? The Galaxy S24 Ultra has dropped a lot since launch. In 2025, you can find it anywhere between $800 and $950, depending on storage and condition. That's a huge discount compared to when it first came out. The Galaxy S25 Ultra, being brand new, still commands a premium around $1,200 or more for the base model. If you want the latest and greatest performance, the newest AI features, and slightly better cameras, the Galaxy S25 Ultra is the one to get. It's the most powerful Galaxy yet. But if you're after maximum value in 2025, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is the smarter buy. It's still blazing fast, durable, has excellent cameras, and will keep getting updates for years, all while saving you several $100s. So my advice is simple. If budget isn't a problem and you want the very best, go with the S25 Ultra. But if you want flagship performance without breaking the bank, the S24 Ultra is still an incredible deal in 2025. And that's it for this comparison. Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra versus the S24 Ultra. Which one would you pick this year? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I'll be replying to as many as I can. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to Imacom's Phone World for more tech reviews and comparisons. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.